Oh, well, hello. It is Thursday night. It's time to hang out. It's time for Spilled Ink, the Comics Wellspring live drawing show where we're spilling ink and spilling tea. And of course, I'm your host, Brandon Bloxdorf. I'm super excited to be here this Thursday. I'm actually almost done working on that page I started a couple weeks ago. And I could start inking or I could finish doing this last panel. We'll decide what I actually end up doing. If I want to have fun or if I want to torture myself through pencils on air again. But we have some bunch of cool stuff going on. T'Challa, dude, he's already biting my cord to my camera. It might go out in a second. We'll find out. Come on, dude. Hey, what's up? What's up? Actually, we have a new episode of Cats, Comics, and Coffee. Everyone who's been watching that, thank you so much. That's been getting like such positive like results and reviews. And who would have known that me just trying to include my creatures would be so much fun? So keep an eye out for those episodes every Wednesday. Let's move on to the show. We have my amazing, wonderful, overhead, already inking co-host, Max Flowers. Max, what you working on tonight?
What's up? Yeah, I'm gonna be doing the inks on this 2-pager story for Cartoon Magazine. It's like a card collecting magazine.
That's
but
cool.
it's also where like Ed Roth came from, and like Rat Pink and all that shit.
Oh, dude, that's rad.
Yeah, so I'm working on a 2-pager for this, and I'm gonna be inking all the letters first, and then we're gonna go to town and see what happens.
Love it. What are you using to ink tonight?
Oh, what am I using to ink? I got new pens, man. I got
Ooh.
the Copic multiliners, which are just kind of like a micron or like a standard felt tip tech pen, but they're also refillable. You can buy ink cartridges to refill these.
Oh, that's sick.
Got like a metal. The casing on it is like an aluminum metal, so it's got a little bit of weight and feels good. So yeah, I've got a whole pack. So I'm gonna be taking those out for a spin.
Nice. It's gonna be fun to watch. And then we also have Anton with us tonight. Always a pleasure to have Anton with us. What you doing tonight, Anton?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm working on a bunch of very wacky experimental stuff tonight for the 3rd issue of my series, Zethia Space Switch.
Ooh.
First 2 issues right here. I'll go into it more later, but basically I've got this huge double-page splash of Zethia, and I'm going to be doing a bunch of collage and paint and all sorts of other stuff on here.
Love it, Anton. Oh, we had the chat. We already have people popping up. Our dude Victor, what's up, Victor? Victor is probably gonna come on the show soon. I was talking, I guess, someone you're doing a project with, and they said you want to come on. I would love to have you on, Victor. Whenever you want, tell me, please. Like, you're amazing. Also, Greg, my dude, Greg. We love wacky and experimental. We miss you. We miss you here. That's what we need. Is some Greg. I hope you're healing up. I think you got something done recently. But yeah, hope you're doing good, Greg. We'll get you on the show real soon. And we also have our dude Eric Shane. How are you? Future Vision Comics, dude. Another Kickstarter going on right now, I believe.
Yes,
how are
sir.
you? What are you working
Pre-launch. I am working on the final page of Baron Templar number 4, which is what is currently on Kickstarter right now.
on? Ooh, love that. How far into it are you?
Ooh. What's that?
How far into the book are you? And what page are you on?
This is right now. I'm penciling the last page, and I just got to ink like the last 4 pages, including this one, and then I'll be done.
Oh, nice.
The rest of the book is already colored and all that stuff.
Trying to put my cat off again. Get T'Challa, dude. He's just awake. And we also have Aaron Z. Lee joining us, Pens and Petals. My dude, you've been at it, inking for weeks now, and that page looks epic.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm just starting to scan them and drop them in and do some lettering. It's like getting to that point where it's like starting to look a little bit finished, and it gets like really addictive because you just want to get it to the next finished point. You know, so they've got
I feel that.
Yeah, the space saga here. This creature is revealed to be an astronaut scorpion.
Oh, that's sick.
Tonight.
Oh man, I'm hyped to see that tonight. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Ready to rock.
And then Victor just says as well, we'll love to come on. Now that I'm free on Thursday, should work out great. Dude, yeah, just honestly, if you haven't joined our Discord, I encourage that. It's easier to track people on there. But please shoot me a message. We'll talk. We'll get you on whenever you want, as much as you want. Just like anybody. If you guys want to come draw with us, let me know. And that's why we actually have a new special guest tonight. Super excited because I just recorded a Cat's Comics and Coffee of his first book. So that's going to be coming out probably in like 2 or 3 weeks. We have Mark Richard Luther hanging out with us, creator of Frankie Crossroads. Mark, how are you, dude?
Good, I'm well. And yourself?
Doing good, doing good. Super excited to see you work on some pages tonight. I'm really interested in your process and like the materials you use and everything. It's so, you really make making a comic book so possible.
Well, what it is, I scan my pages into Word, and then I make the pages the right size to be printed, and then I just make them a PDF, and it usually works. So.
Oh man, that's wild. So you use Word to format your books?
Yeah, and then I put it on what's it called? Jesus, I'm one of those old time guys who like flash drive. Yeah, that's it. So
I love that, dude. That's wild. I'm so curious how I guess it's been a while since I've used Word for something too. But the capabilities you could do behind formatting a book behind that's pretty wild. I mean, it works. Like I have a copy right here. Actually, I still have it out because I was just filming some footage of it.
Oh, yeah, cool.
They do a cool odd size as well.
See, I sent you that card, right?
Yeah, dude, I loved it. Yeah, it's super awesome. Super cool to get this. And this is I was doing a call outs for Cats Comics and Coffee, and we got a bunch of creators sending me their books to do reviews and whatnot. And so this is one of them. And this is super cool to have. And we'll be doing volume 2 later in the year to spread it out a bit. But it's a super fun read. What got you to write like a Frog Blues story?
Well, actually, upstate, I was walking on a summer's day at Route 28, about 5-6 miles. And then all of a sudden I passed a swamp, and then I just heard frogs croaking, and it sounded so musical. And when I was walking back home, I just got the idea of, okay, let's have a frog that learns how to play guitar from a human being, and then he wants to go on an adventure to like New York City or someplace. So,
and you have a lot of like blues legacies, like almost like a Deal with the Devil type of thing hinted on in that as well.
Like Robert Johnson, like a Robert Johnson type thing. So
that's so much fun, man. So how many books do you have of Frankie out right now?
Well, I'm working on the third one. I'm 6 pages into finishing it, the 50 pages, so I can have it POD'd.
Oh, nice. That's super awesome. And what you draw them in notebooks? I was noticing like it looks like you could kind of faintly see the lines in the background, like you're using like a college notebook.
I use what was it? Just a regular journal. So. I mean, I don't do the pages like you guys do, like they did in the old Marvel and DC stuff. So I just use what I have, and it usually works.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's what's so cool. You make comics really like accessible, and it shows that all you need is like a pencil and a piece of paper to go and make some art and put a book out. Like there's no excuse, no reason not to. Like that's what I love so much about your book is that you could really tell like there's no excuse. Just go do it. Like there's nothing stopping you, and you're formatting it in words. Like you're figuring it out. You're doing it in different ways that work for you.
Right.
And that's super exciting. It's really encouraging to hear too. I
Well,
think sometimes we get
first-
caught up with the process.
When I was in 5th grade, me and my friends formed like a writers group, and we made stories and wrote poetry. So, and
Cool.
our popular author for us was Edgar Allan Poe, and then soon we discovered H.P. Lovecraft. So,
Oh yeah. Oh, that's great. I'm a huge H.P. Lovecraft fan. That's always been like one of my most like it's kind of funny. Yeah. Probably one of the first writers that really influenced me. And because I like got into HP first, I didn't really get into Edgar Allan Poe for a bit because I was being snobby, and I was like, well, HP is so much
Right.
better. Why would I want to read that? At that point.
right. But you know, Poe and H.P. Lovecraft don't do character stuff. You know, you don't know what the character's like. You just go by their emotions or what they're feeling in their heads. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's why both of them are hard to do movies with, because you don't know what the character looks like or whatever. So
And it's described with, undescribable words, or like, so he always does that thing where it's just like something that you just can't even put into words, or it's indescribable, and you're just like, okay, you're just like letting it run wild at that point.
right.
But it's kind of one of the cool things about that horror aspect is that's why it's so hard to convey another meat. Other than comics, I've read some really cool Lovecraft comics because you could really get a wild visual that looks well, where there's
Right.
very few good Lovecraft films, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think Into the Mouth of Madness, the dude from, what's his name?
Sam
Is it-
Neill. I was just about to
Yeah.
bring that movie up. I love In the Mouth of Madness.
So
It's
good.
like the best Lovecraft movie, and it's not even a direct adaptation.
No, yeah.
Which movie is, you know?
Mhm.
Oh, true.
Did you guys see in Color Out of Space with Nicolas Cage?
I was just going to say that one.
I
Yeah.
do not want to talk about it.
No?
Oh, what? Dude, I love that movie, Anton. What? Did you not like that movie?
That's my favorite Lovecraft story, and it's so bastardized based from the source material. Like,
But Nicolas Cage.
that's why I went and saw it. I was like, well, maybe that'll be a fun, wacky time. And is very edgelord, very 2000s like B movie, which is not what I wanted.
I get that. I understand that. I enjoy the hell out of it though. It is ridiculous. It is over the top, and I felt like you got like the Lovecraftian creatures the most out of that movie, and that's kind of what I enjoyed about it.
And then you got the Vincent Price and Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes those ones are like just such a better adaptation too from modern ones in general. Like they at least attempted to get close to that source
All
material.
right, Roger
a lot
Corman.
Uh-huh.
Roger Corman too.
If you want to be real snobby with your old horror novelists, get in on Robert W. Chambers.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Keen Yellow and everything.
Mhm. Without him, there would
Yeah.
be no Lovecraft.
And he was close friends to like, who was it, Robert Howard, the guy that created Conan, and they were like,
no,
literary
that Lovecraft was like best friends.
Oh.
with,
okay, that's what it was. I
Wasn't
knew one of them.
that guy named August or something was his
August
friend?
Derleth.
Yeah.
He's one of the people.
You guys know Harlan Ellison?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
The boy, what was it? The boy and his dog or something?
Oh yeah. Richard Corbin drew an adaptation of that.
Oh really?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't have it. I've been looking at it on eBay.
That's rad.
But I think I need to acquire it.
I'm having to draw tiny bodies right now. My bad. I got quiet. Yeah, honestly, like it's horror and literature and all that. It's kind of funny how there's like the main, I guess, like 5 writers in that sense. I guess King is probably one of the most recent modern ones, but I'm trying to think who else is like a really big modern horror writer.
Clive Barker.
Well, would you consider
that's-
Mary Shelley more science fiction than horror?
Oh, that's a good debate too.
It's both.
It's both. It's like Alien.
I mean, she wrote it when she was 18. You're like, okay, what's an 18-year-old know about?
I thought Clive Barker was a good call out as a more modern horror legend.
Or even, I guess in the comic medium, Tynan is really known for his horror stuff at this point.
Yeah.
Or Cullen Bunn has done a lot of horror. Steve Niles. You guys get into Steve Niles?
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to remember what else. He's done. 30 Days a Night, though.
Yeah, 30 Days a Night is a big one. October Faction. All that collaborations with Bernie Wrightson.
Yeah.
Frankenstein Alive, I think that was the last graphic novel he was working on. Kelly Jones came in and finished the artwork based on his roughs.
I was gonna say, who was the guy that finished it for him? But yeah, it was Kelly Jones. That's crazy.
My wife got me that for my birthday, I think. It's really good.
Steve Niles was in the DC punk scene, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah?
Back in the 80s.
That's pretty cool. Do you guys know David Hartman?
Huh? No, I don't.
Yeah.
He worked with Steve Niles on like a Monster Hunter book. He just put out a new book called Kraken, which is like a 1930s like a action adventure thing. It's like I would say it's like Indiana Jones meets Darkman.
That's cool.
It's pretty sick. I love his style, so that was cool to pick that up.
I remember being a teenager when Friday the 13th came out.
Oh yeah.
And me and my friends went to see it, and we're like, okay, but you never see Jason in the first one.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you don't see the shark in Jaws until they, I guess, get the kid.
Yeah, like it's like an hour or something into that movie that you see the shark for the first time. I always kind of love that when like the creature is kind of withheld till later.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Anybody ever see Leviathan with Peter Weller? It's like they tried to do Alien but underwater.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow, no.
They held that monster back for a while too. Like the monster's not like anything groundbreaking, but it's still cool. And it's RoboCop, so watch.
Dude, there's another like underwater Lovecraftian movie with Homegirl, Kristen Stewart in it. What's it called? I think it's called Underwater. It's called Underwater, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so good. It is so good. I love that movie. I was shocked how cool it was when we were watching it. I was like, this is insane. Highly recommend Underwater.
I'll have to check that out.
Really quick, earlier in the chat, Greg was asking Anton, how long does it take Anton? Wait, how long does Anton take on a page? He's got some crazy detailed art.
It depends. Mostly on like how many panels there are. So like if the fewer panels, like if it's a splash page or something, the faster I can go, I've found. So on a good day, I can get a page fully like painted, inked, whatever in a day. If it's really intense, it might be like 3 days.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Thanks, Greg.
What's your guys' average for your pages? Like, what do you guys have goals for your page, like for each one, or?
I'm just working on one page. I'm happy to get one page a week done.
I feel that.
My life might sound boring, but I draw every day, and I also do craft fairs.
Oh, cool.
And local. There's a local comic book convention called Unicon in Utica.
Oh yeah, I was there in October.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't make it the last time, but you know.
Okay.
I was trying to like zoom in on my paper.
My local comic shop worked it, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to just bring your stuff and like hang out at the table with us?" And I said, "Absolutely."
Yeah, I think the guy who runs it, Bob, I think he emailed me last year and he said, "Did you send me an application for the 2025 show?" I'm like, no, Bob, but thanks for asking.
I remember you've probably been to Ravenswood, right?
No, I've seen them because they do a craft show at the Herkimer High School when they have it. So
yeah, they're the comic shop out near where my wife's family's from, and I always pop in there when we visit for holidays and stuff. So they know me as Oswego because that's where I'm from.
right.
And where was I going with this? Oh, Bob came in there one time, and I was talking to them about like wanting to do shows, and they're like, "Well, there's Bob right there. You can talk to him." And I'm like, "No, I'm not ready to talk to Bob yet."
He's a nice guy, Bob.
Yeah, if I get the chance again, I'll definitely talk to Bob.
Also, I do handcrafted pinback buttons with my character on it and other things.
Cool.
So
That's
it
so
keeps
rad.
my mind active as I get older.
It's important.
I feel that. That's cool. I was just about to ask what else you do besides your books. But that's super.
Well,
Is all your merch focused on
at
Frankie?
the high school, not the high school, where I work at the Herkimer Library, which is across the street from where I live. I've been there 17 years, and every summer reading program, I'm always asked to show the kids how to either draw a dinosaur or a cartoon character, and the kids love it. So
There you go.
they call me Mr. Mark. I'm like, okay,
That's where your
yeah.
Discord name came from. That's rad.
My local
super
library is putting on a kind of like a library Comic-Con, the first one next week.
Oh yeah.
It's very like all ages
Those are great.
oriented. Yeah, it's the first time they're doing it. My neighbor who lives there is organizing it, and they sent me a flyer to share with my students.
Right.
It's starting to get to the point of the year. I'm a high school art teacher, where like my art students who like comics, like they say, I've got all these posters of comics up on the wall, and then there's this group that has ninth period free, and they ask to come down, and that's when my planning is.
Okay.
And so and like talk about comics, and they work on like stuff and just kind of hang out, and it's just a good safe spot for them. And I talked to them about this thing, and like they were chatting about like doing cosplay and like all going together. So that just warms my heart, you know.
Yeah. Well, I seen the kids like it because when I show them how to draw a thing, I said, well, don't copy what I do. Draw what you can interpret it as. And they usually are good about it. So I'm not like teaching them out, oh, you got to do it my way or forget it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
that's the
Because-
coolest part. I mean, with like especially with indie comics and realizing with what got me to start drawing was like, oh, I just do it however it comes out. Like I do it,
Right.
Yeah.
and that's just it. You can't.
Well,
You go
that
too
the
fast.
reason I do that because I think it sparks their imagination to draw something different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I find acceptance in their art a lot faster and easier that way too.
Unless you
I
want to
think-
draw the Marvel method.
Yeah. Got options.
And some of that new Conan stuff looked like great, like prime John Buscema. So some people are doing okay with that Marvel style.
Well, do you think since Disney took over Marvel that the spirit's not there anymore?
Oh yeah.
It does feel very corporate. A lot of it.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of that whole acquisition and whatnot. I feel like just it helped it in some ways, and that's really cool. But I feel like I heard it in a lot of other ways that kind of are hard to repair and to bounce back from, and they really haven't bounced back from it. I mean,
No, they're getting
especially
crushed.
right now. Yeah, I was saying they're getting crushed right now, and everything. I feel like DC's actually getting their head out of their ass, and now they're doing better. I feel.
And they're giving control to creators to work on something big and new. Like if they didn't give Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta like carte blanche to do like whatever they wanted to do with Batman, you would not have Absolute Batman.
Right.
So
Yeah, the only big two book I've read in I think the past 2 years was Absolute Martian Manhunter because
oh yeah,
I just is weird as hell.
I
I
haven't read-
have it. I haven't read it yet. I'm so excited.
yeah.
Now, would you consider Will Eisner like an indie? Because he ran his own studio and did illustrations for,
Mm,
you know.
So,
Yeah.
so
I think so. Like the Spirit wasn't like a mainline book at all, and he was always doing original content. You know, Will kind of just did what he wanted to do in a lot of that sense and made it the best he could.
And he ran his own business, you know. So
yeah, we can call Todd
Yeah,
McFarlane
you know.
Will Eisner indie.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, you know, McFarlane Productions is an independent. It's not one of the big two. You know,
right.
it's you know McFarlane and what they do is so much like its own branded thing, and I love that too because it has its own theme, it has its own set of books. I mean, they're part of Image, but Image is just like a wild collective.
Yeah,
Right.
Image is kind of like what I guess I don't know. I guess in a way like what helped define other publishers and what they could do too. I feel like Cosmic Lion and even Apollo and lesser known comics, all of us have kind of done like an Image approach where you have various flavors of books, a wide scope, but McFarlane is so focused and centered, and that's a really rad thing to do, to have that as a publication line. Just one universe, you know, making your own
Mhm.
Marvel and DC in that sense. Like that's a hard thing to pull off.
yes, many have tried.
Well, I always liked the EC comics
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
until that, what's his name, Doctor whatever, says, oh, it's
where them
corrupting the minds of children and
Oh, Frederick
delinquency.
Oh yeah.
yeah, not my
Yeah,
favorite.
how many kids became serial killers after reading those comics?
Honestly,
Wasn't it,
though,
Zero?
right?
So,
I'm gonna turn my mic off. I need to whip out my airbrush, but I'll be.
Oh,
Oh,
let's hear
cool, yeah.
all the intricacies of the airbrush.
Oh, you want to hear the
Yeah,
constant
Let's-
of the
let's get-
motor?
let's at least get a taste.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get a taste at least. I'll mute you after a second. You just do your thing. Just do your thing. There we go.
The soothing sound of the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I do these shows. There we go.
This is what we're here for. We're here for the air. We want to see this live, you know. I'm gonna put a focus on Anton for a second.
1 sec.
Yeah, let's go. I'll have to find out the next show that's reasonable for me to go to that Anton's going to, so I can see him do an airbrush live.
Dude, that's what we should do. I want to do a Spilling live, like at Heroes or something. That'd be cool.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, this year is probably not going to be it for me.
I'm gonna mute him. But that's cool. We still watch it. Yeah, dude, I was planning on going to Heroes. I was already mapping it out with CWS, and then somebody said the date, and I was like, why does the 14th and 15th sound so familiar? But it's Warped Tour, so I can't go. Yeah, I'm gonna Warped Tour. And I'm sorry. I really miss Heroes though. I mean, I miss it a lot.
Well, I did a Long Island Comic Con. It's called Eternal Con. They used to be at Nassau Coliseum. Now they're at Hofstra University.
Okay.
Oh wow.
And me and my daughter did the show because she lives on Long Island, and I did the show, and I sold, I think, 6 books that day and a few buttons and stuff like that. So it was a good show.
Yeah.
So
that's my dream one day. I have a daughter too. She just turned 4.
well, my daughter just turned 38.
Oh, that's awesome.
I want her to table with me because people will be drawn in by her. Hopefully, I can get a book that she's made, and then I can watch her outsell me.
That's the goal, right?
I had this one guy who was behind me, and you know what he was selling? He makes the swords and the weapons that they use in either comic books or games or whatever.
Yeah.
And the crowd around him wanting to buy that stuff like $40-50. I'm like, wow, really? This guy makes it. I'm like, wow, okay. Now you consider that a weapon that you're selling?
Yeah.
Yeah, it always trips me out what ends up selling more than other things at cons. It's one of those things. Going back to that library discussion, I'm doing an event at my library in May, and it's really cool because we're doing they want to do this thing where it's like a hieroglyphics to get the kids involved, and we're going to try to do like a scavenger hunt where you kind of have to go to every table and interact with them to like get their hieroglyphic, and then the kids have to put them together and get like a prize or something, or I got to figure that part out still, but
Yeah, the scavenger type thing.
And they want us to sell our books and everything. So I got to make like a more kid-friendly book before then too. I got to really, because I'm going to have this ready, but this is, Stoner Wars. I can't sell Stoner Wars to a kid. As cute as it is. Because Darth Chala is pretty. I have a poster that says, you can see it kind of, because it says Darth Chala is always watching. It's all blurry. Won't do it. The camera won't focus. But yeah. I'm really hyped about this. This is a cool page. I'm really excited to ink this right now.
Yeah, it looks good. I like that strong profile we got from T'Challa at the start of the show.
Oh, dude, right?
He was like right in the camera. I was like, whoa.
Here, you could kind of see what progress I've made over the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Cool. That's just penciled, but I'd like to see it better.
That feels very Mad Magazine.
Now, do you use a lot of blue pencil, the non-repro blue?
Yeah, I use the blue pencil and then I'll go over it sometimes with like regular lead. just so I could see it a little clearly. But I use it for the base to kind of just get it. Sometimes I just go right off of the blue. But like this panel, I really had to get clarity behind it. So I had to like go over it with a regular pencil. But I enjoy the blue. I enjoy the blue because it's a challenge and it's really hard to erase. So it kind of makes some of it more definite right away. And
Right.
that's helping me learn a little bit faster, I feel too, because I'm just like, whatever comes out, I'm rolling with. And with my lead, I will keep erasing and erasing.
Well, I got a question for everybody that's here. How do you guys get interested in drawing or writing, or did it happen when you were a kid or later in life?
I think I've always been interested in writing. Well, in stories in general. And then I tried to draw as a kid and I got real discouraged and I like stopped completely until I turned like 30.
Okay.
And at that point, when I tried doing a live drawing show with my company, Apollo City Comics, we were just a podcast before we were making comics. And I was just trying to like doodle and learn. And then when I got this gig with CWS, I was just like, well, what if I did a live drawing show where I learn how to draw and I bring on indie creators so people could see all the various styles you could do when you draw. So that way nobody gets discouraged the way I did. Because if I felt like if it wasn't like Jim Lee or Todd McFarlane, you just weren't like, then what's the point? You know, like you have to, that was like the staple. So seeing all these styles has really opened me up and like helped me accept my art. And I really wanted to help channel that in a sense too. And then writing came out because I was a musician as a kid. And then I had a supportive English teacher in high school. And she was like, you write really good stories. Like you should keep doing this. And so I thought I would try writing, and I went to school for writing, but I was basically like either film, comics, or prose. Whatever takes off first is what I'm going to focus on. And I thought it was going to be prose.
Right.
And then I thought it was going to be film, but the comics just like took off for me, and it's been amazing. But it all stems from my dad.
Was there a certain comic book that you read and you're like, wow, I could probably do this?
Actually, yeah, there was, and it's a really random, weird one. And it was like, but it was just like, I really love comics and I've always loved comics, but that was the one that I was reading. And for some reason made me be like, I want to do this, was this book called Justice League, Cry for Justice. And it's like the aftermath of a big event, and it had weird characters in it, like unknown characters completely. And that's when I was like, oh wow, like it'd be cool to like play with these worlds and do this stuff and just make my, and plus I was trying to get, find a way to distract myself from music because my band was breaking up and all that stuff. So it just kind of happened at the right time for me, I feel.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you guys? What about Eric? I'm curious. Eric's been real focused tonight working on it. I don't know if
sorry about that.
No, you're good, dude. I'm watching what you're drawing too. That's super rad. But what was a book, or what got you into drawing and to telling stories, Eric? Like what was the book that also inspired you?
Trying to think. To be honest with you, I don't think there was any certain book. I always liked drawing, even when I was in like grammar school and like middle school, and I would draw like characters because I just like designing things. So I would, a lot of my influences and stuff came from like movies and stuff. Like I like Star Wars a lot. I like, comics in general. I just like the way things looked. So I was always just like trying to draw like just the different characters from like random books and stuff. So there was never like a specific book that I was like, oh, I want to draw because I read this one book and that was it. Actually, I would say more now than it was back then. Like I read a lot of Jack Kirby stuff, and that gets me kind of going nowadays. Where I'm like, oh, after reading his stuff, I really want to go and draw something. Besides that, I mean, there wasn't really a specific book for me.
Well,
Oh, that's cool.
If I just thought something looked cool, I just, would try to either replicate it or try to make my own, air quotes, non-rip-off version of it.
right. Well, for me and my friends, we used to, when Mad Magazine was good, was when we were growing up in the 70s. Like nowadays, I guess you can't even do half the things that some of these comic books did.
Honestly.
You know?
Yeah, Mad Magazine, especially back in the day, was like top tier.
Yeah.
I had a subscription to it when I was a kid, and even some of that stuff they wouldn't be able to pull off anymore. People would get too upset and offended, but it was like
Spy versus Spy, and then the Don Martin cartoons.
Oh yeah.
Spy versus Spy was so big when I was a kid too. I remember in elementary school, kids bringing their Mad Magazine and looking at the Spy versus Spy at lunch.
Well, I tell kids when I was growing up, and people, when I say this, they're like, really? When it hit midnight, the TV went off, the channel, the news would go off. There was no more TV, nothing, until 6 o'clock in the morning. Not just 24 hours a day news. And so they're like, wow, really? Like, yeah, midnight. No more TV. There was a radio. You listened to the radio, but you couldn't watch any TV after the 11 o'clock news.
It's so wild. I was just reading this creator Tony McMillan. I was doing a segment on his book Two Kids in a Trench Coat, and it was all about like him and his brother like singing like rated R movies in like the 70s and 80s, and it made me realize like how stuff is so accessible now. Like seeing something rated R isn't like as, I guess, like thrilling as when we were kids, you know? Like you had to like sneak in or know somebody or like find a way to see this stuff or catch it when it's at a specific time on the channel, and if you missed it, like you missed it. You know, like you have to wait. Hopefully they show it again or a rerun, you know, but some of these movies, like you can even rent, you have to go to a store and rent them to see them. Like, and if it's rated R, like again, super hard to get a hold of unless you had someone older with you to help you with that, brother, sister, cousin, friend, random person walking in and out. You know?
We used to watch one movie in the movie theater, and then there was 3 or 4 other movies we just walked in and nobody said a word, and you know, so it's like, okay. But nowadays you can get caught because there's cameras all over the joint. And
yeah, honestly.
Did that when my dad took me to see the first X-Men movie in 2000, and we just stayed in our seats and like watched the next showing.
Right.
Yeah, I've done that before too with my dad. That's super funny.
Well, there was a thing called drive-ins when I was a kid.
We have one out here in Oswego. Well,
oh yeah,
halfway between here and a place called Fulton. It's called the Midway Drive-In. Very, very clever.
Okay.
We have one here in Winchester too. It's like one of the last drive-ins in the country.
Wow, I thought they were all gone.
Oh yeah, I think we probably all in were the like last 5 are.
One of my first memories was at the Santa Fe Drive-In in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Seeing Encino Man.
That's insane.
I've been to Encino. Remember walking over the streets and thinking, it's Encino Man.
The cheese is old and moldy. Where's the bathroom?
Let me catch up on this chat real fast. And I'm so sorry for ignoring you guys, but it's been a great convo so far. Going back a little bit, they were talking about horror artists, horror creators, my bad. Rodney Barnes is dope too. Dude, Rodney is awesome.
Yeah. Him and Jason Alexander. Well, this is the Jason Sean Alexander like fan show. So
yeah, true.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. Actually, funny story. I had to like link up Max. Help out the guy that helps out Jason with some formatting, and I was like, oh cool, I'm gonna connect Max to help him with this. Like, but all happy about that. Jason's gonna come on the show soon. We've been trying to set up a thing for him to come on Inspired Ink.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be that. Yeah, he prints a lot of stuff with CWS. Like all of his shit, he prints with us, which is super cool. He even has an art book called Spilled Ink. We were joking around about it, so it's super funny. Tomonomicon says the virus is a cool one too. Space computer virus makes cyborg monsters. Jamie Lee Curtis is in that one. Oh, that's rad. I gotta check that out. I haven't seen the virus.
Oh yeah, there's a comic adaptation too of that. I don't know how good it is, but it does exist.
Greg says, Mark seems like a rad dude, jack of all trades. Super great.
Oh, thanks.
Going to the MCU talk, Tomonomicon was saying it feels like focus group research to see what might sell in MCU. Yeah. It's not really. Yeah, I feel that. So I wish I would do better focus groups, if anything, too. And then the only Ultimate books are fun at all, Marvel, but that line is ending sadly. Dude, I know. I'm reading the Ultimate stuff too, and I was getting hype about it. And then Ultimate Spider-Man took like a dip, and then Ultimate Endgame has been pretty lackluster so far. But the Ultimates was a good comeback. I haven't done the X-Men one yet. The Wolverine one's pretty cool too, though. Actually, the new EC books are fun. I've been hearing that the covers are looking really good.
Oh, I love a good anthology. They're pretty decent.
He says, Tomonomicon, as a kid, and bounced back and forth between art and writing for a long time and dove into comics about 3 years ago. That's rad. That's super cool. Greg was saying same here. Was into drawing, writing, poetry, and music. And film he worked in. Super rad. Oh, yeah. Love this, guys.
I have a confession to make.
Oh, do it.
I'm working on 3 other graphic novels. One is called Luna Hare. It's about a rabbit who comes from, he came from the moon and came to the earth, and he goes back to the moon to visit relatives, and they live inside the moon. Their entrance into the moon is a crater. And then I have one with a kid, and his name is Luther Lowell. And another one I'm working on is a caricature of me. And I'm trying to make it as how to draw characters or whatever. So,
oh, that's cool. Yeah, because you have a very distinct, like, cartoony style as well.
Well, actually, when I was 5, I loved Snoopy from the Peanuts.
Oh, yeah.
And my mother gave me a pencil and paper, and she used to come in the room to make sure I was still there because I was so quiet drawing.
Oh, that's cool.
But mom always encouraged me. She was never saying, "Oh, you can't do that. Well, why do you waste your time on that?" Blah blah blah.
I feel like my brother ruined drawing for me. I blame Steve for a lot of stuff, but I definitely blame him for that. Like, I think I was trying to trace something one day, and he was like, "You can't trace things. You're not supposed to." And then I just like quit. And I was like, "Thanks."
Oh, come on. When I was part of the Scenic Artists Union, where I was a shop man, and the scenic artists would say they would work on the beginning of Law and Order when it first started out. And I worked for CBS Television, and it was good money. I learned a lot, and what the scenic artists were doing. So, and I worked there 16 years, and I was vested by 5, so I'm going to get a pension when I'm 65, which is 2 more years.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
But
so how long
I always
you've been drawing
made
your
sure
whole
I
life?
had a
then?
job that had something to do with art. So, and I love books, and that's why my great job is the library. So it was good.
Yeah, that's a dream.
Anybody could work for Walmart, McDonald's, and I don't want to be that route. Which is not bad. I mean, anybody can do what they want, but to me, I just didn't want to do that. So
Oh, I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah, the library is the place to be.
Well, honestly, like they, especially now, like I don't know, I being here in Winchester and being like part of like my library community, it's so much fun and satisfying. Like I'm so lucky to have a cool library that actually interacts with their community.
well, I think every town, city, whatever, should have a library because if when I moved certain places, I always checked out the library. If the library was good, I would move there. If it wasn't, then or they didn't have a library, then it wasn't a place to move to.
I can imagine a town without a library. It's wild. Yeah, like actually having a library that like carries like our books and everything too is it's really exciting.
Yeah,
I don't know. Have you ever heard of these printers in Florida called Kablam?
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they did my book. It didn't come out, and the customer service wasn't that good, but that was my experience. But
That sounds about right. From what I know about them.
so I'm not the only one thinking about that.
No, I've heard that from a few people, especially just like working with CWS. You know, it's one of those things. I think there's the printers that are like discovery. You know, like you just like okay, I got to test this out. This shoe did not fit, and there's printers that I mean, for us, I mean, we're for a lot of people. We're not for everybody. You know,
Right.
but we try to do stuff like I mean, our shows and community building in general probably puts us pretty different from most printers. I don't know any other printer that works with their community and whatnot.
To me, it's customer service, you know? And when recently I had a problem with the comic book one, Comics One, because I had to, they'd have this Stripe payment plan
Oh yeah.
that you had to do the app and fill out everything. And I was in step 4 and this is where it gets to be great customer service. I emailed, what's his name? I can never pronounce the first name.
I'm spacing. It starts with an S.
Yeah.
No,
Well, but
Sabre.
anyway, he emailed me back quick and he said, I fixed it and I went back to Stripe and everything got arranged and now I'm on board. So
yeah, they're good people.
my
They're
store
real good
is
people.
up. So this customer service is great. And I was like, wow, okay, this is it. So
Yeah, something that we try to excel at being is just there for our people, you know.
and I think it's
comics
because
are hard, dude. Like,
I think it's because they're from Australia. It's international. It's not like PayPal or, you know.
yep.
So
Yeah, they had a couple issues with that, and I think they ended up doing a PayPal payout for me a few weeks ago for that. They're cool. I love that they're just focused on indie too. Like they're just gonna put indie books. They're not gonna have other people on there. So if you want just independent creators, like Comix.1 is the
oh,
place
you
to
mean
be.
not DC and Marvel?
Yeah, none of those bigger companies will be on it.
Like
I love that.
like Global Comics. I mean, I'm glad I'm in Global Comics, but it's just, you know, they have a lot of indie, but you know, I think everybody goes for the Batman, Superman, and whatever. So
Yeah, no, is that you kind of get buried in the void of it all sometimes, you know. And managing on all the accounts is kind of a lot too. It's crazy because you know I'm sure a lot of us have our own personal websites, and then you have your like whatever, you try to list it in as many places as possible, and you're running a mini business, and
Yeah.
that's a big part of it too, is like the business aspect of comics that all of us have to adhere to. I don't know, actually, Aaron, how do you manage the business aspect? Like, what do you think about when this is a good question for everybody to do a roundtable, but like, what's important to you? What things do you consider when you're going into like the business aspect of making comics in your company?
Well, I have the luxury of the day job of teaching. So whenever I am tabling, well, also I have a very like artist mindset about like how I want the books to be. So this is probably not the most sound financial business advice, but if it costs a little bit to get a certain paper stock or a certain cover stock, like I will just do it because that's how I want the book to be. But at the flip side of that too, like when you're tabling and like talking to people about the book, like if you really like love how it came out and talk about the printing, its production, and all that stuff, I feel like people receive that information from you, and like they know you're not faking it. And I think that does help make sales. Not that it's all about making sales. Honestly, when I do shows, I'm just excited to talk to people about my work. That I'm like not annoying my wife talking about my work.
So that, yeah.
Some new people, and some people really dig it, and then they like give me compliments and stuff, and they stick around and they want me to draw stuff. And I mean, these are things that I consider, and there is a limit to like what I can put into stuff, but the message I always come back to, and this is just my point of view, like if you're doing this as a serious business, I'm probably not the guy, but I consider it a rebate on a hobby. Like if all my profits from a weekend like cover my travel and hotel, like that's pretty good. So, and sometimes I've done very good. I've made like a healthy profit at shows, but that's not always the norm. But I like to be a part of the community. I like to share my work and keep pushing myself, and that's what it's all about for me.
Yeah, you got to be out there showing your stuff. You can't be just sitting at home and say, well, somebody will probably knock on my door and I'll probably get discovered when I'm dead or something like that.
No, honestly, yeah. That's the big thing too, is like, finding that balance of creation and getting out there and getting your work out there and networking. It's the hardest part, but it's so vital. I mean, all these guys, I think, in this room.
You have the community and like talk to other people who are working on stuff, and share my latest thing and hear like the new techniques. Get to listen to Anton uses airbrush.
Yeah. That's the best thing about the show, is I love helping people. Like, okay, we're all making progress on our works. Like we're all making sure we're getting a book done. We're all putting time into the pages, and we get 2 hours every week to kind of talk about what's happening. And I think it's encouraged a lot of people. I would like to see how many people print comics because they've made progress on Spilled Ink. That'd be cool. Send me your testimonials, especially our regulars, because I know it's so isolating sometimes, and just trying to find time to like hang out and enjoy your friends. Because I consider everyone on the show a really good friend at this point, because we're get really intimate taking out for 2 hours just drawing in the open.
Yeah.
So it's all about helping each other out. Plus, it can get discouraging when you're by yourself sometimes, or distracting.
There's this guy in Scott Cirkland who does Cirkworks Art Labs. He does comics and he does a whole bunch of other stuff.
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff. He posted a thing, I think yesterday, about accountability partners, like just like someone to check in with, and they just say, "Did you do the thing?" And so, I mean, for me, that's kind of like what the show's becoming a little bit. Is like an accountability partner. It's like, okay, I got to have the next page ready to ink by Thursday, and like ready to do all the stuff.
Dude, hands down, I worked really hard this week to try to get like this page done, and I kept on adding more elements to it, like especially as I got to the bottom down here, and that's why I didn't finish like I'm about to finish penciling, which is perfect. We're an hour in, so that's really good timing actually. But the accountability, hands down, that's what it's kind of all about.
Yeah.
Do you get your stuff done? Do you have something to work on this week?
I mean, when you say you finish a book, right?
Yeah.
Do you go out and celebrate, or do you do something to be, okay, it's done. I'm going to, I don't know, get a sandwich or take myself to Applebee's or...
I probably should. I don't think I do.
I don't celebrate it nearly enough. I just finished writing like a book that's going to come out in May. And it's taken me a while to write because of just things have gone crazy and I have too many projects open. But like, I finished it and I sat there for a minute and I was like, I should celebrate. But then I was like, it's 9 a.m. I got to start work. And I guess my only form of celebrating sometimes is I blow up all my friends' phones and like, check this out. Like, or I'll give finally telling Max, being like, dude, you could letter this now. I've been telling you about it for a year. That's the victory lap. But
I do annoy my close friends with here's the progress I made this morning.
Yeah, you post it up in the Discord more too. Love to see.
Oh
that.
Yeah, I gotta do that.
I gotta do that too. I'm terrible at posting my art. I'm not good at it at all. I'm not. I'm really guilty of that.
I feel like because I teach art too, so I have to do like art demos all day and then all this stuff. Sometimes it feels like I'm just like eating chocolate cake all the time. It's like, oh, I'm tired of chocolate cake. But then like given the opportunity to like do something else or do art, I'm like, I'll do a little bit more of that art.
Well, when I got married when I was 24, you know, my wife at the time said, okay, I'll give you a year to do the comics and whatever. And if you don't make any money, then you just got to get a regular job. Yeah. So that didn't work out. And so she hated when I was drawing. So I was like doing it secretly. And she entered the room, I would like hide it under the couch or something. So she was never encouraging.
See, that's really important too. Yeah. For encouragement.
So she divorced me when I was 30, and this is the way she did it. And I think it's funny, but at the time it wasn't. She threw me a 30th birthday, invited my friends over. After the friends left, she goes, okay, and your birthday present is, I want a divorce. I'm like, okay.
Oof.
I mean, I was sad. I was upset. But then when I started doing my art, I was like, best thing that ever happened. I tell you.
Dude, my whole world got flipped upside down right before I turned 30. And then when I turned 30, that's when I moved across the country. Because me and my fiance, she had left. And so like I moved in with my best friend here in Winchester. And my whole life took off at that point. Like, that's when I started making comics. That's when I started drawing. That's when I got this job. Like, I was like, you know what? That sucked, but the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And I have a great partner now that's like super supportive of like everything I do. So it's rad. It's really cool. Sometimes you need that, and it fuels you a lot of the time. You know, it adds to your art.
Yeah.
I had a partner in my late 20s, early 30s who hated the way I drew fingers, like the like very squared off edges to the fingers. So every time I draw a hand, it's my own little vengeance.
I finished this pencils. Oh man, I'm so happy. I'm don't want to cry.
Oh, and then when I started dating here and there, and the woman would say, "Well, I have a daughter, and she was little at the time," and they were like, "Well, it's either me or your daughter." I said, "Then definitely it's my daughter. Don't ever make me make that choice."
Oh yeah,
Yikes.
yeah.
And there's guys that would choose the woman over their children. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Oof. I've seen that too, like especially later in life, when I'm just like, oh, you're going through a crisis. Like that is not good.
Never do that.
Let me catch up on the chat real fast. Oh, here we go. Greg is asking a question. Which would you say is more important without splitting down the middle, writing or art? Oh, that is I'm not.
The
It's hard to
artwork-
say more important. What
when
was
you're
that?
drawing,
I think they're both important.
Yeah, it's hard to have one without the other because I was gonna say, I would say like off the bat, my first thought was like, oh, art, because you could tell a story through visuals and do more complex things with art in a sense. But I was like, but words have just as much power, and technically you're writing when you're drawing a sequential story because you're having
Yeah.
to like literally, you know what I mean? Like that's a process. That's a different way of writing. It's not with letters. If you want to get really like, I guess, philosophical about it,
Yeah,
you're not writing letters, but
separate the two. They're
Yeah.
intrinsically intertwined, at least in comics. Because writing is kind of a misnomer. I would refer to it as story. And the story and the art are intrinsically combined no matter what you do in comics. Otherwise, you're not making a comic. You're either making a book or you're drawing like an illustration or something. You can have arguments about like who does more work for a comic book, right? If it's a split between two people, right? Whether that's the writer or the artist, or who should own the rights to something, the writer or the artist, and that's a fine conversation to have. But them being more important than one another is like, I don't know, it's kind of impossible.
Yeah.
But there are, I guess the second half of that question is like a lot of times we'll look at famous books, right? And we kind of like are like, well, the writing is garbage, but the art is awesome, or the writing is awesome, but the art's kind of garbage. And that does happen, but it's not necessarily that one is more important than the other.
Yeah, that kind of thing is a very case by case basis.
Now, would you? A lot of people were saying with Jack Kirby that his perspective and his anatomy. Yeah, that's a word. Was not the greatest, but it was it was just more action than anything.
Yeah.
Also with that, like this is kind of on a similar note to something Brandon was talking about before, with like how he would get discouraged that his art wasn't Jim Lee's or whatever. Like I have a big issue with how, as a society, we kind of view like realism as the end all be all of art. And so like that's how you end up getting a lot of those comments of like, oh, well, Jack Kirby wasn't, very good at doing this or this. And that's just because he was going very stylized.
Right.
And I think more people need to kind of stop seeing things as like realism equals the pinnacle and the thing that is good art. Like there's like all art styles are valid
Right.
as long as you're putting it in the time to, you know, make it the best version of it that you can.
But as kids, when we were kids and we were reading comic books, we didn't care if the anatomy was perfect or
Exactly, yeah, it's
whatever.
about,
Yeah.
like his stuff is incredible, and I'd rather read that than a lot of the like technically perfect stuff, because his just has like such good energy and like feeling to it.
And how many pages did he do a day? I mean, that guy was like an
4,
animal.
5.
How many
That's
people
amazing,
can do
too.
that many pages nowadays?
0.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Sergio
Wow.
Aragones can still do it.
Yeah.
but
There you
Manga
go.
code with 5 assistants.
Yeah.
Jason is pretty close too. Actually, he does a lot of pages in a day.
oof, for real?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. He does.
I don't know.
Dude.
I don't know if you've ever like seen him draw, but
Yeah.
the speed at which that guy draws is insane. And he's usually working on like 3 books at once.
With that level of detail, that is wild. I mean, I've seen him post stuff where he's like, when you see me like not look so good and my eyes are all red, that's because I'm doing like all-nighters to get tons of stuff done. It's like, ooh. I mean, I'm happy to have the work, but I also want him to be healthy so he can continue to make it.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well, I
that's
think
a big
back
thing.
then you got paid by the page. So if you
Oh,
did a
yeah.
lot of pages, you got a lot more money.
Yeah.
You know, I'll pick up the other chat questions, but this one's on topic. How many illustrations could you guys do in a day? I clocked myself doing 60 in 4 hours for a trading card game that I'm making. Whoa.
Whoa.
16 in an hour?
60.
No break, no bathroom breaks.
Day. Yeah.
That's a minute. That's like a minute. Also, like how detailed at that point too. You know what I mean? That's a lot of. I guess stylistically, that's a bit different.
I don't know. I heard Steve Rude say, "Don't worry about being fast. Worry about being good," and I've been chasing that for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's value to both sides of it. You know, if you're fast but not putting out good work, then there's no point in being fast.
Yeah.
And if you're putting out good work, but it takes you, 10 plus years to put out a book, then also what's the point,
Yeah, I feel that.
And so there has to be a balance, and I think there's a time and place for taking the time to make some stuff shine, but also just busting out some pages and getting projects under your belt, because you're gonna it falls under the like fail faster mentality, where you put something out and you fail, and then when you go to do the next thing, you're gonna be a million times better because you already learned like some of those mistakes along the way.
Exactly.
I think, especially I don't know. That's where I get like weirded out by what I do sometimes, because I'm like, oh, okay, I've drawn like 7 pages and a couple covers and like some pinups and shit over the last year. I don't think I've drawn as many things, like finished things, as I did the year before in Splitting. But this year I'm doing like more intricate stuff, I guess. So it's taking me a little bit longer. But also I have literally 9 projects in motion right now, where my attention also splits into. So I'm like, I feel like I'm not making progress with one thing, but I'm like, oh, the scope of it all, I am. Like,
Yeah,
and that scope is just bigger than I thought.
That's an important aspect. Like, I like first 2 issues of Zethia took me like just under 2 months each to do. This issue has taken me way longer for a myriad of reasons, but even just like as I've been able to focus like most of my attention on it these past 2 months, like it's still going slower because I'm also now an editor for an anthology magazine, and I'm designing a whole TTRPG on the side on top of both of those things. So like, of course it's going to take me longer.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great point too. Like I forget how many books I produce. Like I may not be the creator on some titles, but I've helped quite a many Kickstarter campaigns, and I've literally every book that's come out with Apollo, I have helped or nurtured in some form, you know?
Yeah.
So I gotta, but then when you just look at like, oh, well, like, how far have I gone in my drawing? I'm like, oh, well, I only have this so far. I'm like, oh, fuck, it's not a lot. But you got to be like, oh, but don't discourage yourself.
Yes.
There's reasons.
Exactly.
Now, to change the subject, people think Picasso's work is, it's childish and, he doesn't know how to paint. But if you look at his early works, this guy was phenomenal. People, I didn't know he did this. Yeah, well, if you know the history, that's why he went the way he went. So.
Oh, interesting. I haven't checked out Picasso's early works. I've always enjoyed his stuff but that's interesting. Because he started to like really warp his style a bit more towards the end, I think, and really transform it. But you kind of want that. You kind of want. I think people, especially we do this with bands all the time, where we just kind of want them to always have the same flavor, and when they do something different, you're like, well, that's whack. But you're like, you do it. Like you try not to get bored of the thing you're doing over and over. That's the same. Like challenge yourself. That's what it is.
But the life on the road must be really hard for those, people in bands, and if they do a lot of tours, it's like.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've only been on my bands. I was younger, and I don't know if I could do a tour now that I'm older. That's rough. But like we went like on 4 tours. Yeah, it hurts, and being up that late and that active. I don't know how some people do it still. Like I'm in bed by 10 every night. Like
we all can't be like the Rolling Stones,
Yeah, I mean, like I can't handle that.
It's not like they need the money. Jesus.
Oh, 100% too on that. Oh, so let me bounce to the chat real fast too. Greg was saying, did Max freehand letter? It looks hella dope. Dude, yeah, Max, your lettering. Do you guys like doing hand lettering?
For one page, it's fine.
No, I mean here. Those are the letters.
Oh wow.
Dang.
I tend to start to like rush after I do like 2 really good bubbles or boxes, and then my hand just starts to rush and it gets sloppy, and I got to learn that control.
I've done enough now that I can like do it pretty fast. And like this stuff, I didn't even use an Ames lettering guide or anything. I just kind of guessed, which again is from doing it so much.
That back third of the Frankenstein head is awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna slowly add some detail in. I just want to like get the characters in and then do the backgrounds, and then we'll polish it up. I'm trying to decide whether I want to do like some washes or some halftone on it, but I'm not sure yet.
Cool.
This is one of my finished page 43.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's all hand painted. I mean, if I wanted to be technical and be more advanced, I would go on to computers and software. And to me, this is what I enjoy.
Oh yeah, no, it looks great too. Like, and that's what I was the card you sent me, dude. Like, that's what blew my mind. Like, your coloring and just detailing. I'm gonna show it right here. Really clean stuff. Like, this is beautiful. It's crazy. So this is paint. I didn't realize you used paint for this. No wonder.
Yeah, I use like the 50-cent. What they call them. Apple barrel paints.
Oh, nice. Dude.
They're like 50, 75 cents, and like it works.
Yeah. That's wild.
Oh, I love
You
how
know, and
people
that's
are. "Well, I have to buy the expensive paint so it looks beautiful. Screw that. 50 cents is fine. Maybe
yeah.
$2.25, maybe, but you know,
oh wow.
I'm not paying $30 for one color.
Yeah, I have like some slightly like more expensive like pro paints, and I also have like the extremely cheap like baby's first squash or whatever, you know. And
Right.
I mix them together. I'll have them on the same page. Like it all works. It doesn't matter as long as you know how to work with it. Like it'll all be fine.
Or Dr. Martin's watercolors. God, they're expensive. Holy shoot.
Oh yeah.
They have pretty decent art supplies at Five Below and stuff too. I bought a bunch of those one year, and I was actually really surprised at how good they were.
Really?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
if-
somebody went to Five Below and they said they got more expensive because there's things that are five above and five below.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Or the Dollar Tree. They went up a quarter and now they have a few items for $1.50, $3, $5 for the frozen stuff. I'm like, okay. So why do you still call yourself the Dollar Tree? So,
Dude, right? I know. I mean, that's remember the Taco Bell menu when it was like the 69 cent, 79 cent, 89 cent burritos.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was beautiful stuff, you know, when things were as they should. Like
Back in my day.
remember
Dude, for
that
real,
movie Demolition Man with Sylvester
Oh, yeah.
Stallone?
Of course.
Yeah.
And what was the fancy restaurant? Was Taco Bell.
Everything was Taco Bell. The only restaurant, I think.
The only restaurant in the whole was just Taco Bell. No Burger King, no McDonald's. That's
I
like,
could be
wow,
alright with that
Taco
at a
Bell.
certain point.
That's a wild movie.
And every time he cursed, there was like a penalty that printed out. I'm like, okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes was awesome in that movie.
Oh, he was crazy.
Yeah.
He could have been the black version of the Joker.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's kind of what he was going for.
If you think about it, the way he was acting.
Dude, yeah. Wow. I would have never thought of that. That's kind of crazy. I gotta watch that movie. It's been years since I've seen that one. That's a great one.
Well, I just watched it on YouTube before I came on here. So.
Nice.
He's kind of also like a Simon Bisley drawing brought to life in that movie.
Yeah, kind
No,
of.
for reals though.
But I love the scene. I don't know if you guys remember. I love this.
See there.
Do we lose Mark real fast? Froze up. I wonder if his phone died.
Oh, no.
It's a common thing
Gotta plug
whenever
it
one
in.
of us uses the phone for the first time. Yeah, we've all been there. Every single one of us. Or maybe his internet worked out. We'll find out. He'll bounce back. While he bounces back, we'll go through the chat real fast. Eric is saying, I started doodling again because of spilled ink, so it's your fault, y'all. What's crazy about Eric starting to doodle, and then he started making OS shorties, which you go back outer space. Actually, it's probably the last like 24 hours. You go back OS 3 on Kickstarter right now. So go support that book.
I was gonna say it's, I think I saw it got funded.
Yeah, today.
And
Yeah.
you can pick up a variant cover that I did right here.
Oh yeah. There you go. Oh, we're gonna bring Mark back in right now too. But while Mark gets readjusted, Eric is also the reason why I started doing comic book pages, because I got spiteful that he was drawing pages and then I hadn't yet. So I started drawing comic book pages because of Eric, purely out of spite. And now that's where my book came from. So I did a stoner book because Eric was doing a stoner shorty book. So
Spite, the great
circle.
motivator.
Spite is a,
Dude,
people need to realize how useful spite can be.
Dude, if Curb Your Enthusiasm taught me anything, you know what I mean? Like, the Spite store is the greatest thing. Like,
So would you consider Underground Comics independent artists?
Yeah,
Oh, definitely.
of course.
yeah.
Especially Robert
The O-
Crumb and
The OG.
Oh, of course, of course.
I just showed my girlfriend Fritz the Cat, and she was like, "Why are you showing me this movie?"
hey, it was the movie to see back in the day, even though it was banned.
Oh yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. I love that movie. I'm a big Bakshi fan, like in general. Ralph Bakshi's a huge influence on me.
Yeah.
So like that's just cream of the crop. I think American
Robert
Pop
Crumb
and
says
Wizards.
that he didn't get anything for that movie.
No, he hated it. He hated it so much. I have a Fritz the Cat like trade paperback, and his forward in it, he's just like how he just bashes it real hard for like a whole paragraph. And I was
It's
I
like
think in the
Stephen
Bakshi
King did with
documentary-
The Shining.
yeah.
He didn't
exactly.
like
He hated
Jack's Shining, so.
it. It's crazy. The book is so. I mean, the book is so good too. But I can
Yeah,
kind of
but it's
understand the
about,
special-
isn't it about alcoholism or something? That's what Stephen's
Yeah.
like alcoholism. And, no. Well, Stanley Kubrick, forget it. He does it his way.
Straight up though, honestly. Oh, I think I need a nib. I think I need a center line for these ones. Or I could use this. I'm trying to use markers for the lettering, so I get like a easier line before jumping into the nib. I've learned to I love using a brush and I love using a nib. Those are my two favorite tools right now.
Oh, a little old fashioned there, huh?
It's funny because I'm
Yeah.
leaning away from both, but that used to be my thing. For a while I was like, I'll only use a brush, and then for a while I was like, I'll only use a nib, and now I'm like, I don't have time to deal with either of those. Let me just get a line out.
I feel like even right now, I feel like whenever I use a liner, I'm like cheating, kind of.
That's funny.
Which you're
Does
not,
anybody-
you know what I mean?
Anybody use the Ames lettering guide,
Oh,
that
yeah.
plastic thing?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
Got mine right here. There you go.
Okay.
Even taped to the spot I like it, so it doesn't move.
Oh.
Oh, Sebastian.
Yeah, we have where in New Hartford they have Michael's, and then they got Hobby Lobby that's across the way from Red Lobster.
Hmm. I know what you're talking about.
But I think Hobby Lobby has more stuff than Michael's does. I think they're more different now.
The bigger store.
Yeah, they're not carrying a lot of art supplies like they used to. You know.
Oh, that's sad. I haven't been to Hobby Lobby in quite a
Well,
while.
Hobby Lobby is the better one because they have a lot more art stuff than
Mm,
Michael's does.
not in my.
I try to get out. I don't get out to the Syracuse Art Supply store a whole lot, but when I go, I do spend a lot of money there just because they do have a lot of good stuff there, and they're independent.
Right?
I'm looking to try to get some what do they call it? Affiliate links for art supplies and get samples sent to me to use for on air. So I'd be hyped to see if that happens.
Yeah.
I know we'll be sending out blue line paper to a few people, which is exciting. and we're actually, man, I don't even know if I could say this on here, but like we made a really cool deal with our blue line, and we're supplying. I don't know if I could say it, so I don't know if I could. I don't know if I get in trouble, but
Hey, don't get in trouble.
Don't
but
say
it's
it.
really.
Be as vague as possible.
There's a certain school we just supplied all the blue line for, and they sent it out to like a really big comic book artist that has been mentioned on the show. So it's pretty cool. Pretty hyped to be doing that. The art supplies were like always fun, and that's what's cool about this job is I get like free blue line paper.
One thing I've been doing lately is because I have students work on Bristol board, is that they'll complete their project and I'll be like, okay, do you want to take this home? And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, do you mind if I keep it and just flip it to the other side and use it for something else? And they're like, yeah, I don't care. So I'm like, all right, cool. And so I've been using stencils to try to do like a spray halftone dot, because I got some fine stencils of circles that I'm trying to sort out. And wasn't it last week Max was talking about you have to do certain distances to get like certain kinds of spatter and certain kinds of spray?
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
I've been getting a little bit better. I'm like 5% better, but I'll keep working on it.
Sorry, I'm focusing so hard right now.
You're good.
Kind of finished this. I'm doing lettering on my computer.
Yeah, I'm like I'm using a liner to kind of get to the top before I don't know if I'm actually going to start inking this as this. I actually did a lot of fine detail in this piece. I don't know if you guys could see it, but there's like
I think a lot of you.
loading chat.
I think a lot of you guys read the Scott McCloud's Understanding Comics, Making Comics.
Oh yeah, yes,
Of course.
Where is it? I have actually. Wait, where is it? It was right here. I think it's because I moved my stuff. I have Making Comics like right next to my desk. I was just looking over it. I'm actually right now. Jade Louder and I are writing the book panels. The book we kickstarted for CWS last May. There were so many things that happened with CWS. That project got passed along to us, and we're doing like a how to make comics book, and it's so much fun, dude. It's so cool. I can't wait to show it to some people. Like Aaron, you're on the list because we want to get your feedback on it.
I've got a comics course next year, so
yeah,
be happy to look at that.
Yeah, so it's exciting. I guess we're going to be wrapping up the draft tomorrow, and then sending it out to people to check out. And then we're actually going to be reaching out to people to like provide comic book tips. So we'll have some like bigger creators or like indie creators that we kind of admire mention stuff too. So be excited.
Yeah.
We're getting more like craft people on the show now. That's what I've been doing with Inspired Ink, is trying to find like the people that print with us or use us or are affiliated with CWS in some way. Like Jesse Lonergan's coming on the show. We're gonna get
Jesse
Brian McDonald, the guy that like is like the storytelling guru, is coming on soon. I'm really excited. I'm actually so excited for that one. I'm nervous already because he's like, I listened to his podcast all throughout college and it made me a better storyteller. So I'm like, oh crap, I'm like talking to God. Cool.
That's like when I met Sean Phillips. Like I was able to have
I bet, jeez.
It's like I was able to have a conversation with Sean Phillips, but my hands were shaking so badly I like could barely get my wallet out to like give him money for the drawing that they had him do. I was like, pay no attention to my body just like shaking as I'm talking to you.
Actually, the only person that I've met that I was genuinely nervous to speak to, and it sucks because it's like controversial now a little bit, but Neil Gaiman, when I met Neil, I was like, I don't know what to say to you. Like, this is insane. I didn't think I'd ever get to meet you. But I've handled meeting people. I think once I met Elijah Wood, I was just like, who are you gonna meet this with? Like,
Yeah.
I met Frodo, dude.
They're just people too, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Once you realize that, and you're just like, oh, there's just be cool.
I saw this band Bright Eyes play at Paper Mill Island in Baldwinsville.
Bright Eyes.
And I saw Clark Beckley and Mike Mogus, who are like other Saddle Creek people. Like Clark Beckley is the drummer for The Faint, and The Faint's like my favorite band ever.
Yeah.
They're so awesome. And I saw them walking around, like just chilling, like while other people were playing. And I was like, I want to like go tell them to like that their stuff is awesome. And I was like, I don't want to bug them. And then ever since then, I'm like, no, if I see like if I'm not like interrupting somebody's dinner or like a private moment with their family or something like that, if I just see somebody on the street, like I don't think it's totally okay to be like, hey, love your work.
Oh, dude, yeah. That happened with me and Tom DeLonge. One year at San Diego Comic-Con, I was getting breakfast right outside of the convention center. Like there was like a cool breakfast spot that I would hit up. That was where like my walking direction towards it. And then there was like a bench, but it was full of backpacks. And then we were just like, dang, like who fucking put all the backpacks here? And then like a girl came up and grabbed them all. And then she went up to the guy at the counter and he said something like he like looked over and he like nodded. And then like the person I was with was like, is it fucking Tom DeLonge? And then I looked over and Tom was like walking out or like walking that way. And I went and got the door for him and everything. You know, I was like, Tom, I love you so much. You're the best. And he was just like, thanks, dude. I was like, can I get a picture real fast? He was just like, sure. And then he's like, we're going to make it quick. And then we just like took a quick picture. And I was like, I want to cry. Thank you.
Yeah,
You're the best, Tom. Oh my gosh, sorry. I've not caught up with the chat for a while. I was about to like bring up something, but it's super out of context. So Greg was saying, this is great. I was caught in the convention grind for a bit, and that delayed my comic creation to a degree. Do you guys feel like conning and doing shows like that actually kind of puts you behind sometimes and will fry you out? Like, or do you just get more inspired to knock out your stuff? There's two ways it could go sometimes, you know?
A little of both. I
agree. Totally.
For me, like I've done it enough times that I know how I do with like recovering from a con and like prepping for a con and all that. Like I know my routine. I know how my like mind and body react to all of it. So like I at this point have my little like safeguards or whatever you want to call it. So like I always take the day off after I get back so that I can just be a potato. But also, yeah, like so many times I've come back just like so ready to go, like to just get back to the drawing table.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I think that recovery, just depending on what con it is, I know what I'm going to be hurting like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I fry out like a lot towards the end of the year, like going to New York and Baltimore, because it like last year they were back to back, and that just killed me. That killed me for the rest of the year. I could not recover after that. But New York's one of those shows where you're just running around the whole time and talking to people and doing stuff. But
right.
It also depends. Like, am I CWS? Am I Apollo? Am I tabling? Am I like just promoing? So I have like 3 different roles at a convention. Sometimes.
Yeah. I think you're unique in that regard. I get why you would burn out with that.
I think that's why I really burnt out. Like, and I don't want to really con this year. Like, I was supposed to go to OAX, and then we changed up some stuff, and then I was like, damn, I'm upset because I want to see Max, but that's about it. And I was supposed to go to Comix Pro, but since I planned to go to OAX, they switched me from Comix Pro to OAX, and since that got canceled, I'm not going to Comix Pro either. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just stay home. I'm cool with that. Like, totally, just chill. And then I found out I could go to Heroes, and I was like, I'm going to Warped Tour. All right, that's chill. I'm cool with that. Like, so just tired. I had to take a break from Apollo for a bit. Like I kind of had to take a step aside and be like, Eric, Jade, and Alex. Here's the keys. Take it. Just gonna take a break. A lot.
Totally.
I saw that Jim Rugg is gonna be at Comics Pro.
Oh, sick. I have his email. I got to get him on the show. He was really down for it.
So cool.
I know Tom Sicoli too. Like he's been wanting to come on, and I just got to email him.
Yeah, IC3. They literally somebody must like me because they had me table right next to Tom Scioli, and the next person down was Jim Rugg.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right.
Like somebody who listened to Cartoonist Kayfabe religiously, it was like
the best.
It was just like, oh, I am now right next to the people I listen to like every day, and they're just people, and I'm chatting with them about Machine Man. This is awesome,
dude. That's the thing about like Tom. Like we started becoming kind of buddies because we tabled together at my local shop. My local shop brings in a lot of cool people.
Yeah.
And so like we got to hang out for a whole day, and then we got dinner and everything after. And so then I was like at Heroes later on, and he came up and said hi, and I was like, oh, that's fucking cool of you. Like it trips you out, but you're like, yeah, you were just comic book buddies now, Like that's rad.
Yeah, isn't it really all about the friends we made along the way?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's insane. Like, I mean, Aaron, I think we met through this show, right? Like,
I think so. Because I was looking for more stuff to listen to, and there was the Comics Wellspring. Because did you start doing the show before the first IC3?
It was a little
yeah. A little. No, for the first IC. Oh man, I don't remember if I think Inspired Ink was going on at that time.
Inspired Ink was definitely going. Yeah.
So Spilled Ink started later in May.
Yeah,
I didn't know you the first IC3. I don't think.
Yeah, I think we met, and I was like Brandon Bloxdorf, and like we chatted for like a hot second, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
No, wait. You came. You were talking to everybody. I think we talked for a second at my table, but yeah, we definitely like talked for like a second at the first one.
The second one I remember us talking and everything, but the first one was also such a blur. I was trying to get in with CWS to get hired. I was just contract with them at that point. I was just doing the show as contract, and I was doing live footage, trying to just do my best. And so I was running around, and it was so weird because I was so new to that community, like comics and everything. It's wild. I'm probably the youngest, actual, in terms of being in the comic community. Probably you all have probably been in it longer than I have. TBH.
Well, that's okay.
I was involved with it through podcasts, but
me and you are the same comic book age, Brandon.
I know, and that trips me out too, Max. I feel like you were doing comics before we linked up, but I published your first comic, which I still don't believe. So what we're hitting 3 years. Yeah, 3 years now. I've been in comics at this point because I was running an anthology I wrapped the anthology already, and I was prepping it to kickstart it in May in 2023. It's kind of crazy what happens in 3 years.
I've never did a Kickstarter.
It is.
I think it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
so much work.
So much work. I'm not a fan, but it sometimes it's necessary, sometimes it's not. It's one of those things. What is best for you and your project?
Well, I always self-fund my stuff, so.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
With
the Kickstarter, don't you or Patreon? You're well, if I'll offer you this if you do this, and you're okay. You need a team to do that for you.
Yeah,
exactly. I think that's the only reason why we could do Kickstarters the way we do. with Apollo is because we have a really solid team with us, and that makes all the difference in the world. I Apollo would not be what it is if it wasn't for like Eric and Jade and Alex and Max, especially. Fucking shit. Max does our logos. We only look really professional because of Max.
Isn't that cool to like have a solid logo and like you show it to people and they're like, oh, how'd you get in touch with this publisher? And it's like, it's me. It's just me.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? Like, it looks really good. It's like, yeah, but it's just me.
Right, thank you. It's kind of crazy going from a podcast to publishing comics and making comics is like wild. I like dreamt of this like 5 years ago, you know?
Materialized.
You know, if it wasn't for the computer or YouTube, where would we be? There wouldn't be any podcasts like this.
No.
It's kind of wild, yeah. Well, what we could do, honestly, like stuff like video calls really got enhanced because of like COVID and whatnot, which is kind of crazy.
For sure.
And it's wild how this is a possibility now, like a live drawing show where we all hang out and draw. Like we're all in different parts of the country, different time zones, hanging out. Like that's wild.
I mean, back in the day, what was it? Bob Ross or a few other people were on PBS and, you know, learn how to do landscapes by some woman artist.
No, yeah, it's kind of that was like your info, like a PBS channel, like that were your video tutorials. Unless you bought the Qbert tapes, you know what I mean, like
right.
Which are now on YouTube, which is wild, you know. I've
you know, when I tell people, I said Will Alexander, they're like, who's that? I said, well, Will Alexander taught Bob Ross what he knows, and Bob Ross bought out Will Alexander. So.
Oh wow, really? I didn't know that.
He was the German guy who did the big brush.
Oh.
Will Alexander.
Have you watched the Bob Ross documentary on Netflix?
No.
It's very interesting, but his business partners really did not look out for him.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
That's
a little bit of a sad story, yeah.
It always turns out to be honest.
Yeah.
I think they forced him to sell his name or something and rights or something like that.
Yeah, his partners like own his likeness and his name and
what?
All the all of the merchandise doesn't go to his estate or his family.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's crazy. That's so sad.
Yeah.
It was the same thing that happened with the creators of Superman.
Yeah.
Superman, so they got screwed. But not Bob Kane. His father got a lawyer.
I know. I've always been like a anti-Bob Kane person. I hate saying his name. It's just...
Yeah, he was the one screwing people over.
Yeah.
Because every time he introduced himself, oh yeah, I'm Bob Kane. I created Batman. No, you didn't by yourself.
Right. Bill did so much, dude. And when you watch that Bill Finger documentary, it's so sad. Like, super heartbreaking.
I was listening to a show where Bob Kane was brought in somewhere, and they just wanted him to do a correction on a panel. And they're like,
right.
"Oh, it shouldn't be too hard for you to like just change this arm." And he's like, "Oh yeah."
Oh, and he couldn't do it.
Erased it, and drew it, and erased it, and drew it, and erased it. And then he wandered off and like found somebody who was working in the bullpen and just like, paid him like $20.
Right.
So it's just
ridiculous.
Well, it's the same with that. What's that guy? Robert, whatever his name is. The guy who, God, I forget. Rob Liefeld.
Oh, yeah.
People are like, oh, he can't draw.
Yeah, he
Look at
can.
him, Captain American. So, guy's making a lot of money for somebody who's supposed to be no talent, right?
Yeah, just straight up, right?
I mean, he's been very successful for a very long time.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's also like Stan Lee, like, you know, like there's so many reasons to be upset at Stan for what he did and how he treated people. But then like when you like I saw Stan in like his last year and I was in a room where they had like hundreds of books for him to sign and there was like cash being passed around everywhere. Like it was crazy, like the amount of money that was in that room. It was some wild private signing, but I knew people that like got stuff done there and whatnot. And so I was like seeing what was happening and like Stan was just so lost and exhausted and they just had him like just signing away and there was just all this money in the background and none of it went to him. Like it was heartbreaking, dude. Like really total elder abuse. It was insane.
Yeah, no bueno.
No, not at all. But let me blast through the chat one more time before we wrap up for today. Let's see. Greg was saying I was at a con and had to keep going, but I had a cartoon style that made it easier to simplify. Oh, when he was talking about doing so many trading cards, that makes sense. Okay, that totally makes sense. Yeah, I love that. I hated Sam Keith's iteration of Batman until I learned more about him as a person and came to appreciate it. The Max was always top tier, but I questioned his other works. Oh, interesting. I've always enjoyed Sam Keith's stuff. I got to study it more though, for sure. William was saying, you know, regarding cost of stuff, the 50-cent comic bin is now the $2 bin. Straight up though, honestly. I try to do $1 bin whenever I table now. It helps clear out some of my inventory. So that just get rid of some old back issues. Eric was saying spite is fuel, you know it. And Roman popped in last minute too. So thanks for popping in, Roman. Super hyped. But yeah, let's wrap up for the night. Let's do a little round table and check in. Dude, 2 hours flew by. This was a great episode, guys. This is not got a lot of work done. This super awesome Thursday. Very productive. I can't wait to recap it all. But Max, why don't you show us what you were working on?
Yeah, I was working on these 2 pages for Cartoon Magazine, using some classic monsters to joke about car collectibles and stuff. But other than that, Gag finally came out. It's now actually available.
Yeah.
So if you go to murderofmagpies.org or artofmf.com and you go to the comics tab, Gag will show up there for you, or you can just go to my Instagram at artofmf and it's there too. But it's over 60 pages of interviews, comics, community art. There's Aaron's stuff.
Yeah.
All printed on glorious newsprint, man. And also issue 2 is being compiled now too. So submissions are open for that and they close March 31st.
Love it.
But I'm going to be at OAX and today I made this little mini zine before the show, which is it's a mini sampler. So it's about me and then just a few like snippets of pages that I've done. And you open it up and then there's a little
CyberSync cover.
So smart.
With my info on it.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Dude, yeah.
I'm gonna be handing this out and this out like crazy at OAX. So
yes, dude. Hyped, man. That's so exciting. I love all that. Dude, mini comics are like, dude, Max turned me on to that and to promote your upcoming book with the mini comic. And we did that with the Teenage Babylon Zero. And I used that as a business card for like 8 months. Just kept on printing them.
Yeah, this shit's cheaper than ordering business cards, man. For
yeah.
Sure.
Yep. Anton, what'd you work on?
This huge collage piece of Zethia. Basically, I had a couple of copies of issue 1 and 2 that got damaged, so that I wouldn't be able to sell. So using them to make a version of Zethia. So once I get all the edges cut and everything, basically, it's that's her in full. But
cool.
Yeah. So didn't get quite as far as I was hoping, but I got pretty damn far.
Yeah, you got pretty far, dude. That was a lot from what you started with. That's so sick, dude. Oh, love it. Mark, what'd you end up working? Dude, Mark, this was a great having you on the show, man. Great conversation. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
great to
hopping
be
on.
here.
Yeah,
And
man,
you
this
know,
was
I
awesome.
also make my own business cards. I hand, and the kids, when they see my table and they say take the business cards, it's free, and they go through it and they're like, "Oh man, this artwork's great." I said, "Well, take it," you know. And they love it. So
Love that, dude. Yeah, it's super encouraging. I love everything how you're approaching your craft and what you do. It's so rad. So cool. Awesome, man.
yeah. After this, I got 5 more pages, and once I hit 50, I'm gonna have you guys publish it, print it. I mean, so.
Nice.
Love it. Can't wait. And yeah, we'll have the Frankie Crossroads Cats Comics and Coffee short coming out. I want to say 3 weeks if I remember the schedule right. I gotta ask Eric
Okay.
on what we're
Okay.
editing. So I'm really hyped. We'll tag you. We'll get that going. But thank you again, man. This whenever you want to hop on, just whenever we do the shout out. We're actually going to be. I mean, this is news, but we're going to do a Spilding sign up sheet so we can map out like a month at a time just to make it easier.
Okay. Since
so
I
really
had
excited.
fun, sorry that I over talked a lot, but
No, it's
No,
great.
we love it, dude. Like that's what we're here for: conversations and drawing. You know, it's what the show's all about. So super appreciate it. Aaron, what did you work on, dude? I was so excited to see the progress on this.
Yeah, so a little splash here. This will be part of a story. I'm working hard on getting this finished up to submit to Anton for the Lion Cosmique, which the new issue came out and was great. So congrats on that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is also great that I get to double up on just editorial duties of seeing your stuff right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working on the lettering. Maybe when I get the lettering tightened up and I've got all the black and white art before I decide if it's going to stay halftone or if it's going to go color, I can send you there because like if the lettering's done and the line art's done, that's the bulk of the work.
Yeah, sounds great.
But I also because I can't help myself, I'm always getting commissions done. I had some commissions done by James Edward Clark. I don't know if you know him, but he's always saying that he's doing commissions for $50. I'm like, you know what? I got a job. I'm going to get some commissions. So I had him do one of Wesley and Beatrice and then one of the Space Lady character. So I just thought it'd be a nice fun thing to throw up at the end here.
Nice. Love it, dude. Super cool.
Yeah, you did a really good job.
Oops, I hit the wrong button and I need to go here. There we go. And Eric, dude, Shane, man,
Yo,
you were at
alive.
it tonight. You were focused. you were like in the zone tonight.
It was very rare for me to be in the zone. I apologize for not talking as much.
No, man, Max does it all the time. You can do it.
It's true.
If I stop now, I'm never gonna start up again.
No, I feel that, dude. The great, cool stuff though. I saw you started with pencils and that. I love your art, man. It's so rad.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
And you have a Kickstarter going on right now too, right?
Yes, I do. It's Baron Tumbler number 4. It's actually on pre-launch right now, and we might probably launch it relatively soon. The actual campaign. And we got issues 1, 2, and 3 available on there as well. Baron Tumbler versus Dracula, Sigma City, the National Alliance number 1. So you know, if you've been following us but haven't gotten a book yet, they're all there if you want to catch up. They're now at a new low price of $6.99.
Interesting.
And yeah, we're going into comic stores now, so it was a much needed price drop.
Okay, I feel that. All right, interesting.
So you know, we're doing that, and then Baron Tumbler 4 is going to be finished relatively soon, and then after that, we're going to do Astral Alliance number 2, and then probably Astral Alliance number 3, and then maybe another new character after that. So a lot of stuff in the works.
I just love it, man. Yeah, that's really exciting. Dude, always good to have you on. Thank you so much, man. You're always welcome whenever you can.
Thank you.
Super. Oh, we got Punk Rock Kiss hopping in. He's just hopping in as we're signing off. But you can watch the replay. That's what we're here for. Dude, super right. Thanks for coming on, Eric, and especially during your campaign. Please come on the show as much as you can. Always
I will.
more than welcome. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I'll show you guys what I did real fast. I finished penciling and I started just doing the line work on just this top part. But this is the page I've been doing. There's like 18 panels, kind of blue line, kind of hard to see. But I knocked this. I did that shot like where the stormtrooper shooting, and then there's the bullets. My thing's losing focus, but you can kind of see what happened. It's gonna look cool inked, and you can't see this because my focus totally went off because my camera sucks. There we go. Blue line sucks to see, but yeah, you guys will see it inked up. I'll drop it into the Discord channel. If you guys aren't part of our Discord, join it below. Lots of cool stuff going on in there. A lot of cool things, announcements and community things. And if you guys want some support and a place to promote your work too and get comic book tips, join the CWS Discord. I'm always hanging out on there. But that's it for tonight. Coming up on Inspired Ink, we have Cyanation Comics. They're this cool group from like Australia, dude. They're super rad. They're a band and they make these killer comics. And so we're gonna interview them on air. They get a lot of holochromes done, and it's super cool that they reached out. So I'll be interviewing them Monday night. Up after that, we have Kelly Kinzel. She worked on a cool book called The Alchemy Workbook, which Max actually designed, and it's super beautiful. So we're going to talk to her about her process, about what she does, and where the Alchemy Workbook, came about. And up after that, we have waiting for a couple confirmations because we have Jesse Lonergan, I think March 16th, and we have Brian McDonald coming on. And then we'll be interviewing more Zelda Awards people. So that's pretty exciting too. But other than that, check out the CWS newsletter. We just announced our new creative director, which was actually the character designer for Archer. And he worked on Aqua Teen Hunger Force for the last season. Super rad. Won me over on that. And then our new blue line is hitting our stock right now too, so it's pretty exciting too. I'll have some here to show off, and Max will be getting some too. But I believe that's it. Oh, Max has got Alchemy right there, dude. Yeah, we're interviewing Kelly. She did this. Max designed this
foil,
book.
Man.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Foil on it. Yeah, and all sorts of good stuff in here.
Yeah, it's a sick book. You guys can get it on Kelly's website. You could also go to Apollo City Comics at apollocitycomics.com, which we're actually also kickstarting Outer Space #3. You could get 1 through 3. Anton's variant cover has probably like 24 hours left. You guys have a little bit of time. Go back that. It just funded, so get it a little above that funding line. You know what I mean? Like, let's get 3 or 4 more backers on there. We also have Super Guy #2 on Kickstarter right now by our dude Joey Murphy and Anthony Ignacio. That's the newest Apollo City Comics book. So we're happy to have the Super Guy team on Apollo. And we're in pre-launch. We have It's Probably Nothing. Hannah Williamson, she's a creator from Scotland. And Kai Brown, she's a creator here in Virginia too, actually. And Max worked on that book as well. He lettered it. So, and designed it, actually. And Eric Allred edited it. So we have, that's in pre-launch. It's going up in March. Super exciting. A lot of stuff to promote. I think I remembered it all. So with that, I bid you all good night. Thanks for hanging.
Yeah, take care, man.
Eat.